Pope Francis just died at the age of 88.
The Simpsons predicted Pope Francis's death in 2025. In a little-known episode of The Simpsons, a misplaced coffin stands at the center of St. Peter's Basilica, surrounded by silent cardinals. A Vatican flag flies at half-mast, and in the background, a giant screen displays the exact time, 11:11. Meanwhile, Kent Brockman reports on the passing of the Supreme Pontiff, stating that the official cause of death is severe bronchitis. People can't believe it. Crowds gather in St. Peter's Square, some holding candles, others praying in absolute silence. Intrigued, Lisa searches the library for information on previous popes and finds an old book with a chilling title, The End of a Cycle, 2025. As she reads, she realizes that every few decades, an unexpected event shakes the foundations of the Vatican. Could this be another case of history repeating itself? But the most unsettling part happens in the final scene. The screen shows the chimney of the Sistine Chapel releasing black smoke, a sign that there is still no successor. Suddenly, a gust of wind blows through the square, making the candles flicker, and a deep voice echoes from the TV. A new era is about to begin.
You guys want to hear something terrifying? The Prophecy of the Popes.
Oh boy.
This book was found in the Vatican archives. Predicted every single pope from in 1143 all the way to our current pope. But the scary thing is, after Pope Francis, the last one, it just says Judgment Day.
Oh gosh.
It literally ends after Pope Francis?
Yes. The creepiest thing that I saw inside St. Paul's Basilica, bordering the whole inner sanctuary, is every single pope. But what's weird is that there's only a certain amount of markers to where you can put a picture. There's one left after Pope Francis. They have always said that once that last slot is filled, it will be the end of the world. What he predicted, the time it took to go from the first pope that he wrote about, halfway mark, was 422 years. And he's saying from the middle one to the end, another 422 years will be the end of the world. If you do 422 years from the middle pope, which was 1585, that year is 2027.
Dang!
It's even weirder. Pope John the 23rd, and he said that the end of the world would happen 2,000 years plus Christ's life. So that adds up to 2027 as well.
In a previous TikTok, I warned what might happen if Pope Francis died, and now it's happened. On April 21st, 2025, at exactly 7:35 a.m. local time, Pope Francis died in Vatican City. The official cause? Complications from double pneumonia after a prolonged respiratory crisis. He was 88 years old, and more than just a religious figure. He was said to be the fulfillment of a centuries-old prophecy. In 12th century, Saint Malachy reportedly had a divine vision, naming every pope in order, right up to the last. The final name on the list, Petrus Romanus, Peter the Roman, a shepherd who would guide during Great Tribulation before the destruction of Rome. Many believe Pope Francis fulfilled that title. Though he wasn't named Peter, his birth name, Jorge Mario Bergoglio, ties back to Italy through his father, a Roman railway worker. A Roman shepherd by bloodline. And now, with his death, the clock may have started ticking. The prophecy ends here. No mention of another pope. No future vision. Just silence. The world's watching. Will the church elect a new pope? Or are we witnessing the unraveling of an ancient warning? This was never just about religion. It was a sign. The fall of tradition, the rise of chaos, and the final chapter of a divine timeline.
Nostradamus may have predicted the death of Pope Francis. Catholics around the world are in mourning as Pope Francis has passed away at the age of 88, following a battle with pneumonia. But now, Nostradamus' 16th century prophecy is grabbing headlines. In his book Les Prophètes, the French astrologer predicted the death of a very old pontiff, followed by a new pope who would weaken his seat. Many believe this signals a major shift in the Catholic Church's global influence. Nostradamus even hinted at the next pope, a young man of dark skin, aided by a great king. The conclave to choose the new pope will begin in about 2 weeks.
Pope Francis just died at the age of 88. And if you ever seen any kind of Vatican movies, you know what's coming next. You ever notice anytime there is a wicked demonic movie is always coming from the Vatican? This is no accident, no mistake. This is all done on purpose. It's what we call truth in plain sight. Well, you ready for this right here? This man died at the age of 88. 88. Stay with me. It's 88 keys in a piano. You ever go into a store and see a digital clock that say 8888? There's a spiritual meaning behind all of this. The world population reached 8 billion in 2022, according to the United Nations estimates. Well, when we reach 8.8 billion, there will be a royal flush. I want people to understand that numbers mean everything in the matrix. So when this man died at 88, get ready. Something is really about to take place. They are trying to reset the matrix, and it's starting today. I made about 10 videos trying to tell people that 2025 is the year of the snake. Something wicked will take place. This man dying at 88 represents the snake eating his own tail, or the Ouroboros. The Ouroboros represents us being stuck in an infinite loop. Some people see it 8, but I see a snake. We are at the end of this matrix, and everything will start from the beginning once again. If you go back and watch some of my old videos, I kept saying that this is the year of the goddess. This is the year of the goddess. But of course, people that don't know no better call me a simp, not realizing that we really need this energy. This is not any form of a goddess I'm speaking about. This is Kundalini, which live in all of us. The real story of Adam and Eve, when they speak about the serpent, it was really about the Kundalini. Anytime you go to a hospital or look at an ambulance, you will see the serpent. Military badges, you will see the serpent. If you cannot activate your Kundalini, then you will be stuck in this matrix forever, doing the same shit forever. We can start with the 7 days of the week or the 12 months of the calendar year. So when this man passed away, a certain energy was released from his physical body. I don't mean just any kind of energy. I mean something we don't really want to deal with. So we are facing this battle right here. They're trying to keep us stuck in a loop so we can't get in contact with the higher feminine energy. This is all about creativity, abundance, waking up, going to higher realms, overstanding why we are really on this planet. They told us that the serpent was evil, so we can stay away from it. So if we stay away from it, they could use it against us. This story is connected to Gayle King and Katy Perry going out of space. They came back and hit the buzzer at 33 minutes. The number 33 represents Christ, the Masons, the 33 vertebrae in our spine. We can leave this reality and climb to the heavens. But if they control your spine, they control your Kundalini. Matrix reset.
So you've heard the prophecy about Trump being the last president, right? And you heard the prophecy about Pope Francis being the last pope? So what is up with this last president, last pope thing? I'm not one to believe in the end times, but all we hear about are prophecies about the last president. Prophecies about the last pope, Armageddon, the apocalypse. Both do not mean the end of the world. They mean the beginning of the new world. So when I see different people like Saint Malachi, Nostradamus, and everybody else that is a prophet, Baba Vanga, Dolores Cannon, there is not one person that did not prophesize the Antichrist, Jesus returning. It's like the serpent that is biting its tail off. It's the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. But this is the thing. These are all different people in all different eras saying these things. Once or twice, I believe you when you say it's a coincidence. But I'm seeing dozens and dozens of patterns here. So let's talk about what's going to happen now that the Pope just passed away. The St. Malachi prophecy says that he was going to be the last Pope. It coincides with Nostradamus' prophecy about the 7 hills burning. 7 hills in the city will be destroyed. What city has 7 hills? Well, the Vatican City. If we go back in time, who's the Vatican? Who is the Catholic Church? It's the Holy Roman Empire. So the Holy Roman Empire is finally collapsing? Saint Peter, the apostle of Jesus, was the first pope. He was also crucified like Jesus, but he was crucified upside down. In fact, the upside down cross is the cross of St. Peter. The prophecy of St. Malachi says that the last pope is Peter of Rome. This is a full circle prophecy now. He says that there will be 112 popes before the last judgment. But it doesn't mean the end of the world. It means that after the 112th pope, Pope Francis that just passed away, there's going to be a period of anarchy. And this will lead to the downfall, the demise of the Roman Catholic Church. But in reality, it's the demise of the Holy Roman Empire.
It is time for all of us to come together, be together, be in peace and be as one. And all the differences don't really matter. If we could end those angry thoughts, we should have won. It is time, it's not a crime to love each other and to spend some time. It's the time to find a way to accept each other's differences today. It is time for you and me to help each other.